Hello everybody, I hope you're okay. As you can see, I'm a little bit brighter than I was in the last video, so yeah, I'm not such of a moody bum today. So this week I thought I would show you some of my vintage books. So I've got one here to show you. It's a Christmassy one, this one. So I've collected these from eBay, and yeah, they're just so cute. Some of them have been written in and stuff, but yeah, just they're amazing. This one was, oh, it doesn't say a year on this one, 1993 in there, and a lady called, or a girl called Lindsay Michaela Booth owned this. But I just love it. I just don't think you can beat the old kind of annuals that you'd get every Christmas. Just checking that you could see everything I was showing you there. So yeah, I've got those. I've got 3. So they're the 3 that I've collected. And I've got, I'll show you one day, not today because it's a mess up there, but on my back wall, we may have seen on my previous videos, I've got like vintage magazines that I've framed. So I'm going to pull this across a bit because it's a bit sunny out there and you're a bit wonky. Right, so week 10. I am blown away that we're at week 10. It's just been a whirlwind, an absolute whirlwind, and it's just mad that we're here already. So I am feeling a bit brighter. I'm still no better off. I've still got no results, and I'm still having my issues, but I'm taking iron, making sure I'm eating plenty of iron-rich food. Do feel a bit more positive, although I am quite tired still, but not as tired as I was before. I am going to start kicking butt though, if I haven't heard by the end of this week, because I had my biopsies done on the 6th of May and I just think that's enough now. I want sorting. I want to know what's happening, why I'm like this all the time, and I want to know, I think I'd feel better knowing that there's nothing negative on the biopsies. I could cope with everything else, because there was other issues on the scan that I had that kind of scared me, and they mentioned the cancer word. So I think once I know they're clear, I'll relax a lot more. It's just hanging over my head all the time. Anyway, so 7.5. It has been an absolute, how can I put it, breath of fresh air to feel that restriction again. I was really struggling. I mean, I know a few people have said in my comments that I need to stop titrating quickly, because I'm going to get to 15 and then be struggling. But I have spoke to my GP and he said that it's perfectly okay to stay on 5mg or 10mg as long as you want to. If you're feeling the restriction and you're feeling okay on that dose, that is perfectly okay. However, you are supposed to change every month. So for those that you are saying to me that I should learn to listen to my food noise and everything else, I do agree. I know what you mean. But for someone who has an issue with food, or who thinks sometimes that, how can I put it? I do think I sometimes have to also listen to how I feel as well. But so far, I feel brilliant on this 7.5. The only symptom I've had is that I've had the sulphur burps. So that's not been pleasant, but it's gone already. I've only had it for about 3 or 4 days and it was unreal. I don't know how I'd cope with that all the time. I don't know if I could carry on taking it. It's not unbearable, but it's just not pleasant. But yeah, so that was real to start off with, and I thought, oh God, I've had no symptoms all the way through, and then all of a sudden, bam, I'm getting, you know, these sulphur burps. But I always take my jab on a Wednesday. By the Thursday kind of afternoon, I was already feeling, whoa, you know, this is completely different to the other ones I've took. But that's what I wanted, because on the golden dose of the 5, I was struggling with that. So yeah, sorry, that's, I've always had that all the way through, little bubbles. But yeah, so far it's been fine. I've had 0 side effects. I've 0 kind of wanting naughty stuff, which is what I want. So what have I been up to? We'll go on to the weight loss in a bit. So what have I been up to? So we went to the air show at the weekend. I was feeling pretty rotten, but being out and about was brilliant. We took our chairs and a picnic. So once we got there, we set up camp, and I took my Kindle with me, and I just literally relaxed and read my Kindle when, you know, the kids and Lee went off. My husband, you're definitely not level. That's better. Yeah, so I sat and I read my Kindle and just chilled out, which was really nice. And it was a brilliant show as always. We took a picnic, which was really good because the food there, I think it was something like £8.50 for a burger, which when you've paid for tickets to go to an air show, you really don't want to be paying any more for. I mean, I don't mind, don't get me wrong, but and I'm not into that kind of thing. If the kids would have wanted it, then fair enough. But it was really nice. The weather was a bit hit and miss, but we just kind of took our waterproofs and our brollies. And yeah, I'll insert a picture here. At one point, I was sat in my little chair with my waterproofs on. I was really cold. I'd got the brolly on. Well, it's so worth it though. You know, they put on such a good show. If you've not been and you're into aviation, then I would recommend it. It is really good. Yes, we had a lovely day out. We were absolutely shattered. We all slept in the car on the way home. Obviously not Lee because he was driving, but me and the kids, we were like all the way home. We got back home and Lee was like, "You lot are great company. You are," snoring away in the car. But yeah, it was a lovely day out. Lovely to have everyone together, because the kids are like 14 now, going, you know. And I think it's not going to be many more years that they're wanting to go out with mum and dad. They already do so much without us. So I try and, yeah, keep hold of that kind of little bit of a relationship that we've still got. I mean, I know I'll always have a relationship with them, but I think, you know, it was kind of around this age where my eldest stopped coming on holiday and that kind of thing. So I'm keeping hold of that as long as I can. What else have I been up to? So I did the sale. I think I told you about we did the sale at work. That went fantastic. We managed to raise just under £400 for the charity, which was brilliant. I'm planning on doing another one, probably August time. I may have already told you this, but we sold like all our clothes at 50p. We did bric-a-brac, we did tombola, we did kids' toys. And it was a really successful day. Apparently they used to do them quite regular years ago. And I just thought, well, they've stopped it because members had got too old to do it and too busy, the volunteers. And I just thought, you know, if a group of us could organise one, then, you know, with the cost of living and how things are for people, then clothing at 50p is a bargain. So if that can help somebody, then that's what, you know, we wanted to achieve, and which we did, you know. They're trying to do the garden at the minute at Mencap for the members to use. So all that can help is fantastic with that. And yeah, so I really enjoyed that day. It was hard work, but it was worth it. I think that was a few days before Cosford. I get mixed up with times. Brain fog's terrible at the minute. What else have I done? And I went to I don't know whether any of you have been to them, but I went to an NHS kind of, it was like a walk-in thing, and they had different stalls for like fibromyalgia, pain clinics, breathing. You could talk to each of the people at the different stalls, and they explained the services that they provide for people to help you cope with your symptoms and that kind of thing. And I've always had a suspicion that I've got fibro, or I suffer from it, but I've never been diagnosed. Well, I was talking to a lovely lady that held the stall at the fibro stand, and she was going through the symptoms and everything else with me, and she said that she was convinced that I may suffer from it. So as she's encouraged me to speak to helpers that they've got there to try and see if I can get a diagnosis, and they may be able to help me with some pain relief. So that was nice. There's also like coffee mornings and meetups that you can go to if you're feeling a bit low, a bit down, a bit lonely, which is nice because not everyone has friends, not everyone has family, so there is them options there for people. But yeah, it was really nice, really nice. I was very nervous when I first went in, kind of out of my comfort zone because I hadn't got Lee with me. But I think I need to start stepping out of my comfort zone and doing more things alone to get my confidence back a bit. And he did kind of throw me in there a bit. He kind of said, go on then. And my heart was pounding. I was getting all sweaty and panicky, and I did calm down eventually. You had a cup of tea and, you know, everything else, and I did calm down. But yeah, I think I've got to step out of that comfort zone now, and hopefully the more weight I lose and the more mobile I can become. Obviously I was struggling. I kept having to sit down every couple of stalls. I kept having to have a rest before I could go on to the next one. But they were all really understanding, because obviously they were there for reasons like mental health, pain, breathing, that kind of thing. They were all there to support people with these things, so it was really nice. I did have my blood pressure done at one point, and the woman says, oh, your blood pressure's really high. Do you suffer with high blood pressure? I was like, no, not normally. But I think it was that white coat syndrome that I was there, I was nervous. It was 150/100. She's like, really? You need to go and see a doctor because that's really high. But I said to her, if I go and sit and have a cup of tea at the end and I calm down, cool down, it will go back to normal. And she was like, okay. And lo and behold, I did. I went and sat down, calmed down, stopped being silly. And yeah, it was back to, it was a bit high, but not as high as that. So yeah, why do we get ourselves in these silly states? I really don't know. But yeah, that was really informative. So if you ever see anything advertised like that, pop along if you can, if you're able, pop along, because you just don't know. You know, there's groups there where maybe you'll meet friends, and maybe you could go to a club that might enhance your life. You know, sometimes you've got to step out of that comfort zone, haven't you? So what else have I done? Not a lot, really. Not really. I've had a few little jobs. I had a lady approach me, love her heart. It broke my heart, this story did. She basically had to have an emergency stoma bag fitted, and she's struggling with it a little bit, and her children are. So she approached me about making her some bag covers. So I did that for her, and she was really pleased that she could feel a bit more feminine, a bit more pretty. So I'll pop a picture in the screen as well for that. But yeah, so I did that. I've had a couple of cake topper orders, but apart from that, really not done a lot, apart from selling some clothes on Vinted, and just plodding along, really. Not really anything particular, because every time I start to do something, Lee will say, right, just remember, you're not very well, just remember this. And he is right, because if I do I can't speak again, do too much, then I wear myself out and I end up suffering. So, but I am, and I said to him, I am feeling better. But he says, yeah, but you're a sod. For when you are feeling better, you do too much and you overdo it. Which I think as ladies, we are a bit prone to doing that, aren't we? So, anyway, non-scale victories. I haven't done this for a while. So I saw this on Joe's video and I just thought, I've got to do that again, because I have got a couple. So this is another daft one, another bath one or a tub one for you Americans. I used to have to run the bath, get into the bath and turn the taps off before I could get in the bath. Yesterday, I got in the bath before I turned the taps off and I thought, oh, beep, I forgot. But my little non-scale victory, I was able to lean forward and turn the taps off without getting up. So my belly must be going, because I can now reach forward and turn the taps off. I'm noticing a lot of my clothes are getting small now. They're big now, sorry. So they're going on to Vinted. I've got a couple of drawers in the corner that are small clothes, as I call them. And I've been quite surprised. And I've got a couple of bits out that I thought, oh, I won't fit in them yet. And yeah, they've gone on. So I would say I'm probably in a 24, 22 now, depending on where they're from, because sizing range is so different. Yeah, so that's nice. What else? I'm not struggling as much to put my seatbelt on in the car. I used to have an extender, but I haven't had that for ages. But yeah, so that's been nice, that I've not been twisting to hurt my back, or sometimes Lee's had to do it for me, but I've not had to do that. Trying to think what else. Not a non-scale victory, but I have noticed is my hair and my nails are doing fantastic on this new collagen that I'm taking. There is a link in my bio for that if anybody wants to take it, but I would highly recommend it. I mean, my nails are terrible at breaking, and I had lost a lot of hair, but I don't know if you can kind of see, but I'm kind of getting these baby hairs come back. I think it must have been when I was going through the early menopause that my hair really did start to fall out. It's not fell out for ages, but I was so worried because it was just coming out by handfuls. And I mean, it's really humid. It's like, what are we on today? 26 degrees today. So that's why my hair doesn't look glossy, because as soon as it gets humid, it just kind of like goes poof. I end up with hair like Joe. I'm only joking, Joe. But yeah, it just does not like the heat. So as soon as it gets a bit warm, I kind of get all these curly bits come back. I mean, I've actually straightened this morning, believe it or not. But I am noticing my hair's stronger, my nails are stronger. My eyelashes, I think I've got like eyelashes growing. And so I would highly recommend that. And I'm hoping, I was laughing at Joe going on about Bingo Wing Watch. I'm hoping that this starts to tighten up. It's the only bit of me that I'm really, really conscious about. I hate this. People have said to me that they can see that it's going. I can a little bit, but I swear I've got fat mirrors everywhere, because I can feel the difference, but I don't feel like I look any different. These are a bit like big now, I've noticed. I'm always pushing them up. So I will have to go into the opticians and get these tightened up, because if I take them off, I can't see you. I'm as blind as a bat. Yes, it's been a good week. I felt progressively better. I think it's the iron tablets are making a difference. And like I say, Lee's making sure that I'm eating lots of iron-rich food. So that's obviously helping. I just wish they could sort me out. But it is what it is. I can't do nothing about it. I just think... and for those of you that you have been asking me in my comments, the doctor has spoke about a hysterectomy, but they won't give me one until my BMI is a 30. So I've got a little way to go yet. I think my BMI was 40 last time I looked. I started at 49 before I started Mounjaro. So I'm already, a lot down already. And like Lee says, soon I'll be in them 30s. And as soon as I get near that 30, I'm going to be saying, no, come on, I'm booking in, because I have suffered with this for years and years now, and it's just not good. I want it gone. I want to live a normal life, not having to worry about where I'm going, what could happen, or, feeling that kind of consciousness. So yes, he has discussed that, and he has said as soon as my BMI is down to a 30, then they'll get me in. And they'll get me in, get rid. Oh, it'd be lovely. It would be lovely. So that is an option, but they, again, won't give it me unless something comes back on my biopsy that says I need it urgently, and then they will get me in, which kind of makes you chuckle, doesn't it? Because I had, with the twins, I had a not hysterectomy, I had a C-section, which is classed as major surgery, and I was absolutely fine. So, but I'm not arguing with them. I can't be bothered, and I can't afford to go private, so it is what it is. Right. So let's go on to weight loss. I have lost £3 this week, so I'm really pleased with that, because I stayed the same last week. I wasn't disappointed, but I kind of can see a pattern now with, I think it's hormonal. Like a lady said in the comments, I think it's water weight, and it's probably the time that I am supposed to have that hormonal time. So yeah, £3, which I'm really pleased about. Like I say, I'm really feeling it now. I can feel like the clothes feeling nicer and more comfortable, and obviously not being able to wear something. I wore one vest top the other day, and Lee said that's ridiculous. It was hanging right down here, and he said I think you're gonna have to get rid of that one. I'll keep hanging on to them. I don't know why. So that I'm chuffed, and I am exactly now 2.5 stone. So 2.5 stone. I think that's £35. So I am really happy with that. When I hit my 3 stone, I have promised myself that I am going to show you my before and after video. So I did a video, I think it was about a month in, and and then I thought if I do one, I was going to do one every stone, but because I was late doing one, I thought I'll do one at 3 stone, and then you can all see where I'm at. So I thought I'll pop some stills of that in, and I can show you how I've got on. Yeah, so yeah, really chuffed with that. Hopefully it will carry on now. I felt, like I said, felt much better on the new pen. Felt the restriction back, and even into like Monday, Tuesday, I wasn't getting them the noise back, and the hunger and the how did I put it? The cravings, none of that. So I feel like I'm at a good place pen wise at the moment as well. Once again, I know I say it every time, but thank you so much for everyone's support. I didn't comment on a couple of videos back because I was poorly, but I'm hopefully back up to date with most of the comments and everything else. And I do love seeing your comments, and I really do appreciate everything that you put on there, because it means the absolute world. If you haven't already and you are watching this and you're not subscribed, please subscribe, because I looked at my analytics, and there is about 40 to 50% of you that aren't subscribed that watch my videos regular. It doesn't cost anything, it's absolutely free, and it helps me no end because it bumps me up, gets my analytics going, and hopefully helps my channel grow more, and enables me to put more out there. And yeah, brilliant. I have got a discount code for your first pen on MedExpress if you would like that, if you're thinking about joining us on the Mounjaro journey. I have got that. I will pop my email address up in the box here, and if it will give you £40 off your first pen, and then you get your own code that you can give other people to get money off their pens, and that gives you credit. So yes, so please use that if you need it. And any questions or anything else, then pop them down below and I'll try and help you all I can. It can be a bit worrying and a bit daunting when you're thinking of going on Mounjaro, because you don't know what's what, or you know what's going to happen, how you're going to feel. We are a really friendly community. We're all really friendly. There's a massive group of us, and nothing's ever silly to ask. You don't know unless you ask. And yeah, I love our little community. We are all really good. We're all really friendly. We're all nuts. We're all like a bit, you know. Yeah, I had to laugh at Joe. So Joe, I'm so somebody pointed out to me the other day that I say a lot. It's just how I am. See. But I don't even notice you saying so, Joe, so don't worry. But we've all got our little quirks, I suppose, and all of our little things that we do a lot of. But I'm going to leave it there because I've got some bits and bobs to make today for work. Again, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment down below so I can say hello to you all. And take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye.